The sun rises slowly over the vast African savanna, washing the golden plains in warm light. The air is still cool from the night, and the tall acacia trees cast long shadows across the grass. Herds of zebras move like waves through the distance, and elephants trumpet faintly near the horizon. For now, it's peaceful, the kind of quiet beauty that makes you forget how quickly this paradise can turn into a battlefield. Among the trees grazes a small group of giraffes. Towering above the others is Nia, a gentle mother with rich chestnut spots and long lashes that seem to hold the wisdom of the land itself. At her side wobbles her 3-month-old calf, Tano, playful, curious, and not yet steady on his legs. The two move gracefully through the grass, their tall silhouettes glowing in the soft light. Nia lowers her neck to nuzzle her calf tenderly. It's a simple, beautiful moment between mother and child. But in the stillness, danger stirs. Not far away, beneath a thick patch of dry brush and stones, something ancient waits, a 25-foot African rock python, coiled and silent. Its massive body, thick as a man's thigh, is covered in mottled scales that blend perfectly with the earth. For days it has been watching this herd, studying their habits, their movements. It is hungry, patient, and bold, far bolder than most. Normally, a python wouldn't dream of attacking something as large as a giraffe. But this one is enormous and desperate, driven by an instinct as old as time itself. By late morning, Nia and Tano wander toward a nearby watering hole. The savanna shimmers in the heat, and the only sounds are the soft rustle of grass and the distant call of birds. Neither of them notices the silence of the place, how the frogs have stopped croaking, how even the wind seems to have stilled. The python has already moved into position, using burrows and reeds as cover. Nia bends down to drink, her long neck arching elegantly toward the water. For a few seconds, everything is still, and then the grass behind her explodes. With terrifying speed, the python lunges. Its jaws clamp down around Nia's neck, and in the next instant, its thick coils whip around her shoulders. The mother giraffe lets out a deep guttural cry that echoes across the plains. The python tightens, each coil like a band of living iron, cutting off her air. Tano runs in circles, bleating in panic, powerless to help. A mile away, a group of wildlife rangers are tracking elephants for an anti-poaching patrol. One of them, Ranger David Mwangi, freezes when he hears the distant cry. "That's not a lion," he says sharply. "That's a giraffe in distress." Within seconds, the team is in motion. They jump into their jeep, speeding toward the sound, tires kicking up clouds of dust. As they draw closer, the scene comes into view, and it's worse than they imagined. The giant snake is wrapped around the giraffe's neck, her long legs trembling under the weight, and her calf crying out beside her. "Move!" David shouts, and the team leaps from the jeep. They know they have only moments. Once a python completes its constriction, its prey dies within minutes. But how do you stop something that powerful without hurting the giraffe? They act fast. Two rangers wave branches and shout to distract the snake, pulling its attention toward them. The python hisses, uncoiling slightly, and that split second is all they need. Ranger Amina, small but fearless, steps in with a long metal snake pole. She moves carefully, her breathing steady, her eyes locked on the python's head. When the snake turns to strike at her, David lunges forward with a second pole, hooking it just behind the python's jaw. The others grab hold of its thick, muscular body. What follows is a brutal, desperate struggle, for humans against one of nature's most powerful predators. The python thrashes violently, its tail lashing the ground like a whip. Dust fills the air. The rangers strain, pulling with everything they have, their boots digging into the dirt. "Hold it steady," David yells. One by one, they peel the snake's coils off the giraffe's neck. The pressure slowly eases. Then, with one final heave, they pull the python free. The enormous creature crashes to the ground, writhing furiously. Nia collapses, gasping for air, her long neck trembling. Tano rushes to her side, nudging her with his small head. Amina kneels beside the mother giraffe, checking her pulse and breathing. There are deep bruises around her neck, dark against her golden skin. Her breaths are shallow but steady. "She's alive," Amina says, exhaling with relief. The python, still twisting and hissing, tries to slither away. But releasing it here would endanger every animal in the area. Using special capture tools, the team secures the giant snake safely for relocation to a remote reserve, far from grazing herds. But Nia's battle isn't over. She's alive barely, and now she needs care. The rangers radio for help, and soon a wildlife veterinarian named Dr. Kibbet arrives. A quiet, steady man who's seen too many close calls. He immediately sedates Nia and begins to clean her wounds. He injects antibiotics to prevent infection and sprays her neck with an antiseptic solution. Her breathing is labored but improving. Meanwhile, little Tano refuses to leave his mother's side. He circles her constantly, pressing his head against her body as if to comfort her. Dr. Kibbet gently pats the calf's neck. "She's strong," he murmurs. "She'll make it." Still, the savannah is not forgiving. Even with treatment, an injured animal is vulnerable. The smell of blood could attract predators from miles away. As night falls, the rangers set up camp beside her and take turns keeping watch. In the darkness, the distant calls of hyenas echo across the plain. Lions prowl nearby, their eyes glinting in the firelight. The hours pass slowly. Every sound, every rustle in the grass puts the team on edge. Around midnight, a soft movement breaks the silence. Nia stirs. Her chest rises and falls in stronger rhythm. Then, trembling, she tries to stand. The rangers instinctively move closer, ready to help if needed, but they know better than to interfere too much. She must find her own strength again. With effort, Nia pushes herself up, first onto her knees, then her long legs. She sways for a moment, then steadies. The calf runs to her side, pressing close. Amina smiles through tears. "That's what we fight for," she whispers. Morning breaks over the savannah, painting everything gold once again. The air smells clean and new, as if the land itself has forgiven the night. Dr. Kibbet checks Nia one last time and nods. She's healing well enough to be released. The python has already been relocated far from this territory, deep into the forest where it can hunt smaller prey. The rangers watch as Nia and Tano begin their slow journey back toward the herd. In the distance, the other giraffes lift their heads, curious, then move forward to greet her. The little calf bounds playfully ahead, his tail flicking. Life returns to normal, or as normal as it can be after facing death and surviving. Later that day, back at the outpost, David records the events in his logbook. He writes carefully, his handwriting steady. "Today, we saw both the beauty and the brutality of nature. But we also saw courage, the courage of a mother, and the responsibility we carry to protect life, no matter how wild it is." Amina adds softly, "We're just guests here. This land belongs to them." Weeks later, the footage of the rescue makes its way online. Within hours, it goes viral. Millions of viewers watch in awe as the team pulls the python from the giraffe's neck. The comments pour in, messages of gratitude, astonishment, and respect for both the rangers and the brave mother giraffe. 6 months pass. During another survey mission, the team returns to the same region. As they drive through the tall grass, David spots two familiar figures in the distance. A tall female giraffe with a faint scar on her neck, and beside her, a young calf, taller and stronger now. It's Nia and Tano. The sight brings a smile to everyone's face. Against all odds, they survived. The savannah is a place of danger and wonder, of fragile peace and fierce struggle. Yet sometimes, even in a world ruled by instinct and survival, compassion finds a way. The mother giraffe, once a victim, now walks tall again, a living reminder that courage, both human and animal, can overcome even the deadliest of foes. Because in the wild, every life matters.